Hello guys, and welcome back to the Volvo S40 interior rebuild part 2. Today we're going to be, as said in the previous video, we're going to be installing the seats, and then from there we are going to do all the trim all the way along the bottom, as well as that bolster is in there, but this bolster is not. We'll do this side as well. And we'll get basically the entire interior buttoned back up, and hopefully find the little odds and ends that I seem to have misplaced, because I don't know, just it's driving me nuts. But the being disorganized is really getting to me. So like I said in the previous video, this is part of it. We are going to be cleaning up the bench and the garage, and let's get to it. Alright guys, another little tip when doing this that I like to always abide by, because it will save you tons of time if something goes wrong. Now each of these little bolts in here, each of those, there's 4 of them, have Loctite on the threads, and sometimes that Loctite makes it turn a little harder, which will make you think that it is just the Loctite, when in actuality you are cross-threading. So be very careful when you have your bolts have Loctite on them, and especially if you're going to run them down with a power tool. Always make sure that you at least start a couple threads with your hand tools to avoid cross-threading, because these are threaded into the body, and if you cross-thread those to the point where you can't reach torque on those bolts, you are in trouble, and that is going to be a nightmare and cause a lot of headaches. So take the extra minute to go get your ratchet and just at least start them. You can go all the way down. I went all the way down to tight. I just need to torque them off. But please don't make that mistake. And if you do, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about, and it will cause you so much time trying to mend cross-threaded body bolts, or cross-threaded body that's cross-threaded and accepts a bolt. So we got the base cushions in for the second row seat. Let me get the torque on those, and then I wanted to put the finisher on top of the mounting points, and then from there we will do the front seats. So let's get that taken care of, and we'll get back to putting parts on. Alright guys, we got the front seat, or the driver's seat, all fastened in. Seatbelt is on. Doesn't look backwards. Okay, seatbelt is all fastened up. Second row is all buttoned up. I'm not going to show you the passenger seat in the front because it's exactly the same, just opposite the driver's seat. Just for a little bit of technical information, the belts are 45 Newton meters. The seats are 40 Newton meters. And these back ones back here were 20 Newton meters. This is the first time I've ever seen a connection screwed together, but interestingly enough, it works well. You just turn the screw until it clicks. So basically, like when you strip something out and you go tighter than it can stand and it clicks, and then you have to retighten it. Similar thing here, except for it doesn't come loose when it clicks. So that's all you have to do there. Let's get this passenger seat in, and then we'll start putting the trim together. Alright guys, now that we have our seats in, the only thing left to do are our finishers along the bottom, and also the little cover pieces that go over the mounting points for the seat. All of that is right here, so let's get to it. Just by looking at some of these, I know that, so this is the bottom section of the B-pillar. So because of how it is here on this side, I know that it goes in before either of the rocker panels, because it will overlap this section right here. These are seat finishers here. This one, all of those are seat finishers. Same with this one. Rocker, rocker, rocker. This one is an IP end cap. This guy goes over here. This one is a C-pillar. So yeah, let's start getting these put in. Okay, so what I've done here is I've hit the part before the clips were lined up, and I've broken both of those bottom clips. So now I have to wait to put this side together, which is a real bummer. Luckily enough, I'm going tomorrow to try to get this part out of a car that just showed up a couple days ago in the yard, so I can grab some of those clips as well. So let's try putting the other side together now. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we are in a holding pattern because on this side of the trim pieces I broke the clips, and on that side, for whatever reason, the seat is not moving when I plug the battery in. So I don't know if it is an issue where the display needs to be plugged in, or what the case may be, but I am going to call that a wrap for this evening, and I will get back at it tomorrow after I've gone and gotten clips. Maybe hopefully that dash, we can put that back together. What else? Oh, and if it has this little clip down here, I need a clip for the carpet in the front. Other than that, we should be good. This car tomorrow we're also going to be looking at, because it's not a silver, it's a dark gray, but I'm going to be looking for headlights, and also these plastic pieces that go on top, and also tubing here. Other than that, we should be good to go. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get them. If they're good, probably Otherwise, probably not, because I may end up getting a parts car and then I'll just have an extra set anyway. So, not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. But it all depends on what's available. So, if the headlights are good, I'm definitely going to pick them up. But if they're broken, I'm not even going to bother. But, so that's it for tonight. I will catch you guys in the morning. So I loosened the front seat again. I was messing with the plug at the bottom underneath it because I couldn't get it to move, but she's moving just fine now. So what we're gonna do while it's unhooked is do this B-pillar. We'll have a little bit more room. We'll get the lower B-pillar on, then we'll put the seat back in, then we'll finish up this trim. Alright, so in addition to bolting down the seat, getting this pillar installed, we've also gone around and installed all of the little finishers. They go on over, they go over all of the seat mounting points. We did it for the driver's side as well as the passenger side. As you can see, they just snap right in real quick and easy. So now we are going to move on to the finishers. To finish it off, basically we're going to go right around the car, and then the only thing on the interior we will have left will be finishing up the little trim piece that goes around the cluster, and this piece up here we need to find so that we can get this all taken care of. Every one of these tabs is broken, so we need to get that replaced. So let's get to putting these finishers on. Alright guys, that is gonna do it for basically the interior. It is all put back together, all done. My bench is basically cleared off of parts. The only thing that we have left to do, and it'll be in a different video, is we gotta figure out why this seat is locked shut. Other side works. I'm curious if maybe it is actually locked shut. And the only other thing other than that is to get this, like I said before, the instrument cluster put back together, and of course this guy. But as far as that goes, everything else on the interior is completely done. All we'll have to do after all that stuff gets put back together is definitely give this thing a thorough cleaning inside and out. Next video will be working on the front. We need to get this radiator drained out and swapped with a good one. I'm not exactly sure what that'll entail. When I go to return those parts, I'm going to see if we've got the cover for this, as well as the maybe this part here. See, this is here. I'm not sure, but we'll start reconstructing the front. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to just use this part as is, because it was, I don't know, it was painted kind of black, but I don't know. I think it mostly gets covered anyway, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah, leave the comments below. What do you think? Should I give this kind of like a silver and make it look more factory, or should I just leave it, build it up, and call it a day? I do have a lot of parts that I need to transfer over. Things like hood latch. I did get charged for that, so if it's still good on the other one, I will be returning it because I don't need it. Other than that, that's going to do it for this episode. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, share, leave a comment, or like the video. It is huge in progressing this channel, which is what we're always trying to do. Bigger and better, so that we can bring you better builds. Maybe get something a little bit more sporty, but I would really like to stay in the cheap, anybody can do it kind of builds, just so we can keep that connection with you guys on things that you could go out and do tomorrow if you really wanted to. But that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.